Find your Ikigai, or your life's purpose, and you'll live a long, happy life. In the heart of Okinawa, Japan, lies a village called Ajimai, where people live longer than almost anywhere else in the world. The secret to their longevity and happiness? A concept they call Ikigai. Let's break down what Ikigai means. It's a Japanese term that merges two words, Iki, which means life, and Gai, which means value or worth. So, your Ikigai is essentially the sweet spot where what you love, what the world needs, what you're good at, and what you can get paid for all intersect. It's about finding that balance that leads to a life of purpose and fulfillment. The beauty of discovering your Ikigai is that it gives you a reason to jump out of bed every morning. It makes work feel less like a chore and more like a joyous activity that you can't wait to dive into. This is probably why there's no word for retire in Japanese. When you're living your Ikigai, why would you want to stop? Now let's talk about blue zones. These are places around the world where people live exceptionally long lives. They include Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, Loma Linda in California, the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica, and Icaria in Greece. The folks living in these zones have a few things in common. They eat healthily, stay active, manage stress through meditation, and most importantly, they have a clear sense of purpose in life, or their Ikigai. Take Okinawa, for example. Here, nearly 25 in every 100,000 people are centenarians, living well past the age of 100. This incredible longevity is credited to their lifestyle, which revolves around their Ikigai. They do what they love and are good at, contribute to their community, and keep up with a healthy diet and regular exercise. So, what's the takeaway here? Ikigai is a holistic approach to living a long and happy life. It's about finding and pursuing what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for. By doing so, you create a life of purpose and fulfillment, which, as it turns out, might just be the secret to living a long and happy life. Point 2. Keep your mind busy and stay present in the moment for a fulfilling life. In the quest for a long and happy life, two key elements stand out: an active mind and mindfulness. These aren't just fancy words, but rather, they're the secret ingredients to a life filled with joy and satisfaction. Let's start with the idea of an active mind. It's not about being a genius or a scholar, but rather about keeping your mind engaged and alert. It's about learning new things, growing, and adapting. It's about not letting your mind become idle or passive. Why is this important? Well, science has shown that keeping your mind active can improve brain function and even slow down cognitive decline. In simple terms, doing things like reading, playing games, or doing puzzles can keep your brain sharp as you age. Take the example of Jiro Ono, a sushi master. Even at 85, he's still learning and improving his craft. His story shows us that an active mind isn't just about staying sharp, it's about continuously growing and improving. Now let's talk about mindfulness. This isn't about being a Zen master, but rather about being fully present in the moment. It's about paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judging them. Why is this important? Again, science has shown that mindfulness can reduce stress, improve mental health, and enhance the quality of life. In simple terms, practices like meditation, yoga, and breathing exercises can help you experience life more fully and deeply. Take the example of Richard Davidson, a neuroscientist. After practicing mindfulness meditation, he reported significant improvements in his mental well-being. His story shows us that mindfulness isn't just about reducing stress, it's about enhancing our overall mental health. So, what's the takeaway? An active mind and mindfulness aren't just nice ideas. They're essential for a fulfilling life. By keeping our minds engaged and being fully present in the moment, we can improve our mental health, enhance our quality of life, and find true satisfaction and happiness. Point 3. Know why you're doing something to do it well. Knowing the why behind what you do can help you do it better. This nugget of wisdom is deeply rooted in the Japanese philosophy of Ikigai, which means reason for being. Let's break this down with an example. Say you're a pianist. You can play the piano, sure, but if you don't know why you're playing, maybe it's for personal joy, to entertain others, or to create beautiful music, your performance might lack that special spark. But once you understand your why, your purpose, you can focus on honing your skills, practicing more effectively, and delivering a performance that really resonates. This isn't just about playing an instrument, though. It applies to everything in life, from your job to your hobbies, even your relationships. Knowing your why can help you do things better. The book introduces two methods that can help you find your why: logotherapy and morita therapy. Logotherapy, created by psychiatrist Viktor Frankl, is a type of therapy that focuses on finding meaning in life. Frankl believed that we're all driven by the search for life's purpose. He suggested that the way to overcome feelings of despair and hopelessness is to discover what we're meant to do in life. Be flexible about our purpose, stop worrying, learn to laugh, and remember that we're in control of our actions. Morita therapy, on the other hand, was developed by Japanese psychiatrist Dr. Shoma Morita. This therapy encourages people to accept their feelings and do what they need to do to find their life's purpose. It involves a four-step process that includes rest and isolation, light work therapy, intensive work therapy, and reintegration into social interactions and reality. By understanding and using these therapies, you can find your unique purpose in life, learn how to navigate your future, and live your life to the fullest. In a nutshell, knowing the why behind what you do can help you do it better. By finding our why, we can learn how to do things more effectively and live a more fulfilling life. Point 4. Time flies when you're doing what you love. In the heart of Japanese philosophy, there's a beautiful concept called Ikigai, which means reason for being. It's all about finding joy and fulfillment in what you do, so much so that you lose track of time and don't feel tired. It's like being in your own little world, where everything else fades away and you're completely absorbed in what you're doing. This is what psychologists call a state of flow. Imagine being so engrossed in a task that you forget about everything else. It's like being in a bubble where time stands still. This is exactly what happens to Jiro Ono, an 85-year-old sushi master. He's considered the best in the world at what he does. Despite his age, he works every day not because he has to, but because he loves it. When he's making sushi, he's in his own world, completely absorbed and loving every moment. He doesn't get tired because he's doing what he loves. But getting into this state of flow isn't something that just happens. It's something you can cultivate. Owen Schaefer, a scientist, has outlined 7 steps to help you get there. 1. Know what you want to achieve. 2. Make sure you have the skills to do the task. 3. Understand your skill level and the level of challenge. 4. Have a clear goal in mind. 5. Think about potential obstacles and how to overcome them. 6. Recognize the skills needed to complete the task. 7. Get rid of distractions that could break your focus. To make it easier to get into a state of flow, you can also adopt certain strategies. First, choose a task that's challenging but not overwhelming. Second, have a clear goal for what you want to achieve. And lastly, focus solely on the task at hand. Avoid doing multiple things at once, as it can reduce productivity and lower your IQ. Being in a state of flow doesn't just make you productive, it also makes you happy. Focusing on a single task can help reduce anxiety and give you a sense of control. So, by finding your Ikigai and immersing yourself in it, you can lead a life that's not just productive, but also fulfilling and joyful. Point 5. We can learn how to live longer from people who've lived over 110 years. Ever heard of supercentenarians? They're folks who've lived to be 110 or older, and they've got some pretty interesting insights on how to live a long, healthy life. Let's take a look at a few of them. First up, we've got Misao Okawa, who lived to the ripe old age of 117. What's even more impressive is that she took care of herself for 110 of those years. When asked about her secret, she said it was all about eating right and getting plenty of sleep. So, it seems a balanced diet and good sleep are key ingredients to a long life. Then there's Jean Calment, who lived to be a whopping 122 years old, the longest confirmed human lifespan. Now, here's the kicker. She smoked until she was 120. But despite this, she lived a long life, which she chalked up to her positive attitude and sense of humor. This tells us that a good mental state, including staying positive and finding joy in life, can also play a big role in living longer. We also have Walter Brenning, who lived to be 114. He had a unique perspective on death, saying that people shouldn't fear it because it's just a part of life. This acceptance of life's natural cycle could be another piece of the longevity puzzle. So, what can we learn from these supercentenarians? It seems that living a long life isn't just about physical health. It's also about mental and emotional well-being. Eating right, getting enough sleep, staying positive, and accepting life's ups and downs all seem to play a part. But there's more to it. There's a Japanese philosophy called Ikigai, which is all about finding a purpose in life that brings you joy and fulfillment. It's believed that finding and pursuing your Ikigai can help you live a longer, happier life. So, to wrap it all up, living a long and fulfilling life isn't just about staying physically healthy. It's also about taking care of your mental and emotional health, accepting life as it comes, and finding your Ikigai, your purpose that brings you joy. By doing these things, we might just increase our chances of joining the ranks of the supercentenarians. Point 6. The Okinawa diet is full of antioxidants, and they exercise regularly. In the sunny island of Okinawa, Japan, the locals have cracked the code to a long and joyful life. Their secret? A diet rich in antioxidants and a lifestyle that embraces regular, natural movement. Antioxidants are like the body's personal superheroes, swooping in to protect our cells from damage caused by free radicals. These unstable molecules are produced by our bodies in response to environmental stressors. The Okinawan diet is a treasure trove of these antioxidants. It's a plant-based diet that's big on vegetables, fruits, and whole grains. Picture a plate filled with vibrant carrots, crunchy cabbage, and goya, a type of bitter melon. These are all antioxidant powerhouses. And it's not just about what they eat, but how often they eat. Okinawans typically have at least 5 small meals a day, each packed with fruits and whole grains. This way, they keep their calorie intake low, but their nutrient intake high. But the Okinawan secret to longevity isn't just about what's on their plate. It's also about how they move their bodies. And no, we're not talking about intense gym workouts. We're talking about natural, everyday movements that are woven into the fabric of their daily lives. Take Tai Chi and yoga, for example. These traditional activities are a staple in Okinawa. They're not just good for the body, increasing blood flow and flexibility, but they're also great for the mind, helping to reduce stress and depression. Then there's Radio Taiso, a popular group exercise in Japan. It's a series of simple, rhythmic movements that boost flexibility and strength. And let's not forget shiatsu, a type of Japanese bodywork. Shiatsu therapists apply pressure to specific points on the body to improve energy flow. It's a great way to manage conditions like arthritis. So, there you have it. The Okinawan secret to a long and happy life is a diet rich in antioxidants and a lifestyle that embraces regular, natural movement. By adopting these practices, we too can enhance our physical and mental health, paving the way for a longer, happier life. Point 7. Learn to bounce back from tough times to beat stress and aging. Resilience, the ability to bounce back and thrive in the face of adversity, is a key ingredient for a long and happy life. It's not just about surviving the tough times, but flourishing despite them. This resilience helps us manage the aging effects of stress and worry. Imagine a bamboo tree. When a storm hits, the bamboo bends with the wind. It doesn't resist or snap. Once the storm is over, it springs back to its original position unscathed. This is resilience in action. The bamboo doesn't let the storm, the adversity, break it. Instead, it adapts, survives, and continues to grow. So, how can we be more like the bamboo tree? First, identify what gives your life meaning, your personal ikigai. This could be your family, your job, a hobby, or anything else that brings you joy and fulfillment. This is your why, the reason you get up in the morning. When tough times come, remember your ikigai. It will give you the strength to bend, not break. Next, practice mindfulness. This is a type of meditation where you focus on the present moment, without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, you learn to accept that life is always changing. You understand that just like the storm, adversity is temporary. It will pass, and you will bounce back. Another strategy is to prepare for the worst-case scenario. This doesn't mean living in fear, but rather being ready. If you know what the worst outcome could be, and you're prepared for it, then anything less will be manageable. This preparation gives you a sense of control, which can reduce stress and worry. Lastly, consider the idea of anti-fragility, a term coined by Nassim Nicholas Taleb. Anti-fragility goes beyond resilience. While resilience is about surviving adversity, anti-fragility is about thriving because of it. To become anti-fragile, diversify your life. Have multiple sources of income, so if one fails, you have others to fall back on. Cultivate a wide circle of friends, so you have a support system in times of need. Pursue various interests, so if one is no longer possible, you have others to give you joy. In conclusion, bouncing back and benefiting from adversity is about finding your Ikigai, practicing mindfulness, preparing for the worst-case scenario, and striving for anti-fragility. By doing these, you can manage the aging effects of stress and worry and live a long and happy life. Point 8. Conclusion. Finding your Ikigai, or reason for being, is the key to a long and fulfilling life. It's about discovering what truly makes you happy and gives you a sense of purpose. This could be a hobby, a job, or even a relationship. Once you've found your Ikigai, it's important to nurture it and make it a central part of your life. Living a long and happy life isn't just about finding your Ikigai, though. It's also about maintaining a healthy lifestyle, which includes a balanced diet, regular exercise, and strong social connections. It's about taking care of your physical health as well as your mental and emotional well-being. Remember, life isn't a race. It's a journey to be enjoyed. Don't rush through it. Take the time to appreciate the small moments and find joy in the everyday. This is the essence of Ikigai. Finally, always keep learning and growing. Life is a constant journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Embrace change and never stop seeking new experiences and knowledge. This will keep your mind sharp and your spirit young. In the end, the secret to a long and happy life is simple. Find your Ikigai, live healthily, appreciate the small moments, and never stop learning.